Wanted to do a quick movie on the Nano Node and the setup. A lot of questions out there on how to set it up, and people are confused on, it seems like a long time according to a few people that it seems to set it up, and it really isn't. First of all, after you order it, I recommend downloading the PDF file for the manual that Mark has on his website and read it thoroughly. You'll have a few days to read it. Takes a few weeks to get the Nano Node. Might as well be familiar with it. The manual is very, very well documented. The setup is what the steps take and how to set up, and that's kind of what everybody's missing is, you have to search through, but it's really so simple that I can see how it's omitted, if you will, for a setup. So we're going to go through that. We're going to try to tackle.
We have the Nano Node sitting on an iPad stand just for video purposes here. Ignore the keyboard stand, if you will, but it has a nice feature for the right angle right there, and it seems to sit real nice for filming. Doesn't take three hands to do this. So I have it set up with my internet cable here to the hardwire interface now, and we're going to go through the system, and that's how it's going to look like when we reboot this up. You're going to get to your main page. What we're going to do here is we're going to go to the system page, and you're going to get the menu system for the main system. You can see you can reboot the system, you can shut down the unit, restart IRLP. There's web passwords for access, etc. A lot of this. Really, reboot is probably, and shut down is the most two that you're going to use when you first start out. The first thing we need to do is get this on the network. And so what we have here is we have the control interface and we have the network menu items right here, and we're going to select the network. And when that pulls up, you're going to see we get our interfaces, and it's currently on hardwire. Let me tap that, and you can see I get the hardwire interface, which is my Cat5 connection, and since I purchased the Wi-Fi dongle here, I get two Wi-Fi interfaces also. It's really nice. I'm glad he included that, because I can pre-program Wi-Fi 1 for say my home wireless network, and I can set this up for my phone. Second one, I make my phone a hotspot, and I can program that in. It's a little tricky trying to figure out the IPs on some of that, so we're going to save that for a later video. Right now we're interested in the first time setup, the quick, easy way. And that is plugging in a cable to your router and to your Nano Node. And then we're going to select the hardwire interface. And you see it refreshes. Mine's already been set up. When it first comes, it is going to have some settings there. They may work for you, depending on the number of devices, and you might get lucky. Might have a free IP and everything. But more than likely, you're going to have to set this up, and you're going to have to know available IP address from your router that you can use. Your subnet mask, it's a /24 network mask, pretty typical. So you probably won't have to mess with that. And your gateway address here, which is the router, what the router actually uses. Odds are it's going to be 192.168.0.1 or 1.1. That's the typical, standard local network for a router. Depends on which router you have. If it's a Linksys, Cisco, Belkin, etc., they're all a little different. And if you don't know what those are, by default, Google's your friend. You can just type your model number and that in, and it'll pretty much have the whole manual and walk you through a lot of that stuff. But for the most part, I'm going to assume most people here are fairly technical and understand all this. So the gateway is going to be your router address, and the DNS, same thing. You can use Google's DNS, the 4.8s, 8.8.8.8. I don't have it on this one. It seems to be fairly responsive through my DNS, so I'm not too worried. It refreshes the IRLP fairly fast. But that's the main settings. Once you have that main settings and you've programmed all these in, i.e. came into your IP address and set it, hit enter, you should be go. Can is cancel, and takes you right back to that menu. It's all very nice user interface with touchscreen abilities. So it's really simple once you figure this out. So that's going to be the first thing you have to do. And after we get that set up, we're going to do a quick reboot. Don't have to, but I'm going to. And then just hit the reboot, and it'll reboot, and it will come back up to the main page after the reboot, and it will look like that. One thing I wanted to point out that I didn't in the last little bit of video is that when you get your Nano Node, the VPN is going to be disabled. It will be red and say disabled. This is the part we need to work on next, is actually the VPN. And Mark has worked with Strong VPN with the Open Light version to make this fairly simple. The configuration files, the keys, everything is one file. Literally just purchase it, download it, upload it to this device, and you're good to go. And we're going to show you those steps next. Well, my screen capturing software is not allowing my microphone input, so I'm going to have to do this the getaway with the hand cam here. Anyway, the next step is setting up the VPN. We're going to need some computer work here next. And the first thing this Word document is going to show you is how to go to Strong VPN. See if I can zoom in a little better in case you guys want to pause the video. Go to Strong VPN, you order the light version. You get a discount if it's up to a year. $90 a year, I think, is what it was. After your purchase has gone through, in about 20 minutes is what it took for me, you will receive a confirmation email, and you can log into that account. And on the right hand side you will see Manage My Accounts. You click on that, and towards the top 1/3, I want to say, you will see Get Open VPN Config File, and click on that icon, and then under Download Your Configuration Files, you have to search for that a little, you will see the computer setup. That's the one you want to click, and you click that open to open the blue Open VPN config file, and at that point it should download to your computer. You'll have to pick where to put it. You know, if it's like my Mac, it automatically put it in my downloads folder, but depending PC or Mac, where it's going to automatically download. After you have it downloaded, let's see if I can zoom over here on the icon. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but you will be able to see that this one right here is the config file that was named, and that's how it came to me on my desktop. You want to, over here, you want to save that file as client.conf. That is what the Nano Node is going to want to see. So rename that file to client.conf. Don't upload that with this name. Where is it? You can even see what it says. But that'll be the default name. Rename that to client.conf. Do not use that long name .ovpn. That is not what you want. You will be calling Mark. Trust me. Next portion is going to require a little computer work. On the same PC that's connected, or I should say PC or Mac, wherever you have that file downloaded, you're going to want that on the same network, and most of them will be, but just to clarify that point, you're going to want that in the same router as what is your Nano Node. So once we have that, you're going to connect up to that hardware interface, whatever that network IP is. In my case, it's 192.168.1.30/admin, and again, Mark has that in the manual, and you'll recognize this screen under set up the VPN. But we've already logged in, and this is the screen you'll see. Let me go back. I forget where it shows up. It might be, it's a little different when it first starts up, but I've jumped ahead to it. But you have a menu A item here. These three menus under that, sub-menus if you will, and menu B, you get 4 sub-menus. You want to click Set VPN. Takes you to this screen, and Obviously this right here, this stop VPN, that is not going to be enabled for you. It's not even, you know, it'll be start VPN for you. Since mine's already configured, I'm not going to rip out that client conf and redo it. But basically the upload button jumps right at you, and that's not what you want. Right here you're going to see choose file. That is the button you're going to want. You're going to click that, you choose your file, and in this case myclient.conf is right here. And I'm going to click that, and then you're going to choose that. Now I'm not going to click it. Obviously it's going to replace it, and I already have it there. So for my purpose, but you're going to choose that. And when you do, right here where it says no file selected, it will populate it with that client.conf. At that point, you're going to click upload. You click upload, and this file should show up client.conf just like that. And once that client.conf is loaded, go ahead, it may start automatically, but then push start VPN. And at that point, you should be good to go. It should start up. It's that simple. And I'm long-winded, and this took probably 10 minutes to show you how to do it with video. You can review this, look at it, but it's pretty simple. And if it doesn't work, you got the file and it's named client.conf and it looks like this, and it still doesn't work, go ahead and go back to your device and come over here and just go system and go back to your network. Make sure it shows enabled here, and you want to stop and start it right here from the device, not there on the page where it says stop and start. That's the best way to do it. But the first time after I put that client.conf in, it didn't come up right away. So what I had to do is I had to go to stop the system menu again and then reboot the system. Or you can do a complete shutdown and then use the power cord and power it back up. And then that should write all the files and everything to the device, and it should come up working for you. Hope that helps, and I hope it works for you.